Hi, I'm Mike from New Mexico. I have two kids. My wife is a gestational carrier, and we're having a baby for some intended parents. Initially, it was a little odd. I mean, you don't really hear about this stuff that often, and to do something like this seemed like a lot of work, and it was sort of confusing, a little stressful. But eventually, after a couple of years and started learning more and eventually talking with the intended parents, it became more normal, and uh, so far it's been a good experience. Well, I think anytime you have a pregnancy, there's lots of risks, and starting to realize or find out about, well, what if this happens? Well, what if that happens? And for the most part, you figure that stuff out. There's contracts. There's things that get taken care of. Well, I think it started off with my parents. I were probably most nervous of like, well, what are they gonna think? That's sort of weird. It's very 21st century in a lot of ways, though it's happened for many years. Um, I think we started there, got pretty good positive response, and ever since that, I don't think we've had one bit of negative responses. It's been nothing but like, oh wow, really? Well, what's the details? So. Well, I think the thing is you need to learn a little bit more about it. There's, taking care of those risks. I mean, I think that's the initial anxiety of, figuring out, well, is it mine? Is it, when we talk about gestational carrier, what does that actually mean? Um, so I think it would be, get the facts first, and you can deal with some of those initial emotions after you get a little bit more comfortable with it. It's going to take a bit of time. Pretty much everybody you talk to is so positive about it. You end up talking with people and you hear about their story. I think the stats are something like 1% or 2% of the population doesn't, can't easily conceive or carry a child well. And so, you end up meeting your coworkers, your friends, and hearing about their story that you may have never even known about. Um, I think the thing is we can definitely do it again, but it's since we have two kids, we're having essentially we're helping with a third pregnancy. Um, it'd be sort of nice to be done for a while, though. Give it a couple years. Maybe that would change, but so I'm not anti, but I think that it's for our situation. My wife's been pregnant a lot, uh, so we for the time that we've been married. So it'd be nice to maybe have a couple years where it's like, oh, okay, well, off to Vegas.